Hey guys, welcome back, and we have another video for you, one I'm really excited about. It's the unboxing of the new C64 Mini. Now, I grew up in the 80s, and I think every kid had either a Commodore 64 or a ZX Spectrum. I was lucky enough to have both, but I always preferred the Commodore 64. The gameplay was always better, the game selection was a lot better, and it just looked a lot cooler. Anyway, now Koch Media have released the C64 Mini, which is an emulator, half the size of the original C64. So hopefully this will be a bit of a retro rewind and something that is pretty cool and bring back a few memories. So let's have a look at this C64 Mini, see what you get in the box, set the thing up, and see how it plays. And I'll give my thoughts at the end of this video. The first thing that you notice is the packaging is absolutely awesome. It looks brilliant. They've got the styling down of the Commodore 64, and it just looks like you can see how much effort they've put in to recreating the feel of the original Commodore 64. On the back you get a screenshot of some of the games and some of the more popular ones. There's 64 games built into this machine. 64 games, which goes hand in hand with it being a C64. But you can also put more games on it with the use of a memory stick. It's meant to be fairly easy to do from what I understand. And it's plugged straight into your TV and pretty much comes with everything you need. So let's get this thing open and see what this bad boy's like. Okay, so there's a little sticker on the side here, and see if we can get into this thing. The sticker is, oh well, there we go. There we go. There you come. And then we've got a second inner box, which again looks pretty damn cool. So if we open that, oh, there it is. It is tiny. Look at that. A lot of effort has gone into the packaging of this thing. You can just tell a lot of effort has gone in there. You've got the C64 Mini and the joystick. Look at it! It is so cool! So on the side here you've got two USB ports and a power button. Just like the original Commodore 64, you've got your little power light at the top which lights up. And on the back, power in, which comes from USB-C, and HDMI, which goes to your TV. And that is it. On the bottom, a little shiny label and air, holes for it to breathe. That is it. Look how tiny that thing is. It's 50% size of the original Commodore 64. It is tiny. And a decent weight. It's actually heavier than I was expecting for something this size. It's a decent weight on that thing. Okay, so what else have we got? We've got a HDMI cable, which is pretty cool actually. Not many things nowadays come along with the HDMI cable included, so that's cool. And we have USB-C to USB cable, which is what's going to give it its power. No power brick is included, which I'm noticing here, so you do have to supply your own one of those. Now, I live in an Apple household, so I've got numerous ones, and I think most people generally do have them lying around, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. And then we have the joystick. Recreation of the original Commodore 64 joystick, again USB powered, and that sits nice to hand, good weight. Okay, it's not micro switch, which you all used to get with the original Commodore one, but you get that lovely clicking sound. That is pretty good. And I believe this is what you also use to go through the menus of the Commodore 64. So you've got two buttons at the top here, you've got another two buttons here, and then four buttons on the bottom. This one here being your menu button. So, that's what we've got. And finally, C64 Mini manual. Again, in the style of the original Commodore 64, and this gives us all the information that we need, and it comes in various different languages as well. So we've got English, French, Italian, German and Spanish. So all in all, pretty cool. So that is what we get with the C64 Mini, and that, to me, is a pretty damn good start. We've got everything we need here. You can buy a second joystick separately, which are available to buy as an add-on, about £25 extra. So you can actually play multiplayer games with two joysticks. But this is a good starting point. 64 games built into here. You've got your power cable, you've got your HDMI cable, the instructions, which to be fair you probably won't need, a joystick, and the actual machine itself. So I'm thinking this is a pretty good start. Let's get this thing connected up to the TV and see how it plays, shall we? The first thing I'm seeing is the menus are really easy to navigate. You're just moving left and right with the joystick and then clicking to select the game that you want. So we love that, that is absolutely brilliant. Here we can select what sort of picture quality we want. We can either use Pixel Perfecto with HD at 720, or we can recreate what a CRT screen would have looked like back in the day. That's pretty damn cool. So let's try and play a couple of games, shall we? Okay, so the first game we'll pick is Summer Games. I used to love this game when I was a kid. So much fun. The graphics, yeah, pretty much what we expected from the original game. Not as good as the graphics expected, but it's a 30-year-old game. Let's just complete in one event, shall we? So we'll select one event, and I just need to go to the virtual keyboard now, which comes up at the bottom, and then I can enter my name. If I've got a USB keyboard plugged in, I could obviously use the USB keyboard. So there's my name, hit the enter button, or return as it was back then, pick my country. What shall we go? Great Britain, Germany, Austria maybe? Nah, let's go for Britain, shall we? So Britain, there we go. And then it will take us into the game. Yeah, we'll go for the... Yeah, let's go for high jump, shall we? I always used to like that event. Okay, so here we go. High jump. First event, do I want to take this jump? At 1 meter 50? Yeah, we do, so we'll select that. And here we go. So now we're having to move the joystick left and right to move the runner to go faster. And I'm not very good at this, as you can see. It's been a long time since I've actually played this game. Hit the button, and did we get over? No, fail. Oh well, maybe better luck next time. Let's try a different game. California Games. I used to love this game when I was a kid. This game was awesome. So let's see. Hacky Sack was always my favourite game, so let's play that. So with this one, we're just trying to keep the foot bag in the air and do as many tricks as we can. I used to love this game, and still pretty decent at it. Oh, okay. And finally, let's have a look at Boulder Dash. Again, I used to love this game. Very similar to Repton. Repton was my favourite, but Boulder Dash was a very close second. Very similar premise. You're collecting the diamonds and avoiding the boulders landing on your head. The graphics, yeah, pretty much what we got back in the 80s. They look just as good. And if we go down here and, yeah, oh, that hurt. So after a couple of days playing with the C64 Mini, what are my final thoughts? Well, I think it's a really cool device. It's good value for money at £65. I hear they are releasing a North American version of it, which will be coming out really shortly, so people over in the States will be able to get their hands on one. The selection of games is pretty decent. There's a few games on there I wasn't familiar with, but there were some real classics on there that really did take me back to my childhood, and games that I've really enjoyed playing for the last couple of days. I've heard a few people asking whether the keyboard works. Well, look how big the thing is. It's not a working keyboard, and even if it was, you couldn't really do anything with it. If you do want to use the keyboard, you can plug a USB keyboard into the USB port and do it that way. So, the C64 Mini, yeah, I think it's worth the money. I think it's good nostalgia. I think the gameplay is brilliant. Didn't notice any real issues with it. Sometimes the games took a little while to load up. There was a couple of games that I really didn't know how to play and couldn't really get very far with. But that's just something you expect. You're playing games that are 30 years old, and there were games I would have loved to have seen on the machine. There were some really, really good games that weren't on here, and I believe that is down to the licensing. The manufacturers couldn't trace back the licensing, but firmware updates will be coming. They'll make it easy to put your own games on it. Hopefully at some point they'll be able to acquire the rights to other games and expand the library on this thing. So anyway, the C64 Mini, I think it's pretty damn cool. So So anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you did. Leave it in the comments down below whether you've got one of these, what you think of it, or whether you have one of the other retro consoles. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. There are more videos coming as we move through this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.